Okay. We are up and running, babies. So here's what I'm working with, and I'm going to share this on the fly. Is for some reason, I am unable to stream to the Facebook group for those specifically that signed up for Dancing with Desire Masterclass that we're jumping into right now for the next hour. It's saying I don't have the permissions. I am very confused. But so as not to waste any more time, what I'm doing is I'm clearly going live to my timeline. So lucky you, if you didn't sign up for this masterclass, now you get access to it for free. And it feels good to do it this way. Usually I'm charging $77 for the replay. But today, babies, thank you to the technical glitch and difficulty of Facebook, we're just doing it. We're diving in. So I'm just going to get going here. Today, we're talking about desire. We're talking all about how to go from minimizing your desires, not expressing your desires as confidently, as easily, as effectively as you want to be in relationship. Now, I will invite you as you're watching this, please comment. I would love to feel who's here on my page. So, drop me a heart, drop me a thumbs up if you're listening, if you're digging what you're hearing right now. If this is relevant, maybe give me a me, yes. I'm there, Nicola. Okay, beautiful. So, we're going to be talking all about desire. Why are we doing this? We are doing this because, if you don't express your desires, then you are putting your desires in the hand of your partner. You're putting your desires in the hand of another, expecting them to read your mind, expecting them to know what you want. And the more able you are to express what is it that you truly desire, the more you're able to actually create the life that you want. The more you're able to get what you want in life. Now, you're probably wondering, if you don't know me well, who am I? Yeah, who am I other than the fact that I'm a relationship empowerment and intimacy coach? Yeah, and that I teach about communication and magnetic connection and passion. I'm really passionate about this topic because I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I was in countless unfulfilling relationships, not expressing my desires, sacrificing my own needs to maintain the harmony of the relationship. And I would toggle between this demanding of my needs and then not expressing my desires at all. Yeah. And holding them in until my partner had to ask me, like, what's wrong, Nicola? And then I would share. And I was desperately trying to find a way to bring in more intimacy and connection into my relationships, more passion, more love, but I had no idea how to actually achieve it. And so I had this super tumultuous relationship that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. I was like depleted from trying to carry the weight of the entire relationship on my shoulders. And I was super insecure because I wasn't getting what I needed in the relationship when I was expressing. And when I was expressing, I was feeling like hardened. I was feeling undesirable, unsexy. I was doing it with such heaviness and seriousness. And so I finally decided to take ownership of my life and my relationships in a big way. And so, ooh, come on. And so in this time, technology, I studied the art of communication, verbal communication. But communication is so much more than verbal. It's nonverbal. It's your body language. It's your energy, right? It's how you express. There's so many layers behind how we express. And so as I studied communication, I also started working with different coaches to expand my expression, working with more humor, working with more play, working with my shadows to be able to use them as fuel to express myself with range. And you never want to express yourself in ways that damage the relationship, but how do you do it in powerful ways? Through poetry, through art, through touch, through theatrics, through movement. And then lastly, I did work, right, with my masculine and my feminine energies. So I could have deeper connection On the feminine side, to my intuition. What is it I actually need? Right? Connect to my heart. And then on the masculine side, to actually be able to express that to another. And so this all works so well in my own life that I created my own system from it. That's my system called Inner Union, leveraging the energies. And it had a huge impact in my life. And I want to just name so you feel me. Like, men find me more intriguing. People find me more magnetic. I'm more fun. I feel more fun. I feel more light. My lovers show up more actively in my life. They adore me more consistently. Yeah. And so it's learning this process. Yeah. And this also goes to show in my work with my clients. They learn how do they communicate with more easefulness and grace. So it becomes more natural. And so I'm really excited to share these tools with you today. So I am going to share my screen because I've got a beautiful slide deck. We're going all formal for this baby here. And you follow along with me. All right, beautiful. Okay. So this is for you. Yeah, you are in the right place if you want to stop minimizing your needs. Yeah, to keep the peace. Or maybe you're tired of the drama, tired of the fighting, of not feeling seen, of not feeling heard. Or maybe you want to shift from acting out, right, to force your partner to change and to ask him what you want in more empowered ways that feel better for your energy. Maybe you want a framework to bring in more intimacy. Yeah. And this is common because so many of us don't express our desires to maintain the harmony. But really, if you want to have deep connection, deep intimacy, deep passion, you have to get your needs and desires met because that's going to help empower you to be your most vibrant, free self. Which I can imagine is all of you listening, right? You know, you're already doing the work by tuning in. So give me a heart, give me something so that I feel that you're here, and type in replay in the comments if you're watching the replay so I can feel you. And tap live if you're watching live, comment live so I can feel you. And so today you're going to leave with a bunch of things. We're going to talk about desire, how it relates to masculine and feminine energies. We're going to talk about why we often don't express them, how to be more tangible with your desires, how to express yourself more confidently, more playfully, more impactfully, not just using words, but using the body. And then I'm going to share my key to creating more intimacy, more attraction, more passion. Now, you're here because you want to learn. So if you're watching this live, if you're watching this replay, put the phones away, take notes. Your energy is important here. Yeah, even through the screen. And I always like to say, like, if you don't interact with the content, we don't interact with the content. If you don't comment, if you don't repeat it to yourself, in 3 days, you're going to forget 95% of it. And so I'm going to share as much info as I can with you in this next hour. And some of you, I know, yeah, you're going to want to go all in. You're going to want to go all in and really bring these teachings into your lives in a big way. And so I'll share some next steps as well before we finish. What else do I got here? All right. How many of you are dealing with this problem of not knowing how to express your desires in a way that will be received or in more fun and playful ways? Yeah, and I'm doing this on Zoom, but I also got this going on in my Facebook page. So comment on both. Comment on both. Give me a little more insight into your experience so that I can feel you more deeply. Oh yes, beautiful. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. This is so common. Exactly. So look, today, right? We talk about why is this important? You want to feel happier in your relationships. You want to feel safer to be yourself in your relationship. You want to feel more confident. You want your energy to stay high vibe. You need to know how to ask for what you want and get what you want. Otherwise, it's going to feel heavy all the time. 7 of the most Common mistakes that people make when they try to assert their needs. This is a good one. I like this. Demanding. The first one is demanding that your needs be met. Yeah. We've all been there, right? Like that kind of like, no, I need you to do this now. Come over here. Yeah. What else? Not wanting to have to ask what you want, thinking it's too masculine. This is particularly with a feminine counterpart, right? Many of us are like, oh yeah, like I don't want to have to ask. I don't want to be put in that masculine role. I'm already doing all the things for the family or the kids, yeah? And that is a common misconception because people can't read our minds. We'll talk about that more. Number 3, expecting our partners to read our minds. Yeah, becoming resentful when we have to ask for what we want. Now, that is a tricky one, expecting your partner to read your mind, because no one can read your mind. Even if you're acting out, pouting, it's not actually clear what you want. And so mastering how to actually be tangible with what you want, how to ask for it. You can ask for it subtly, but make it clear what it is you want and why. It's going to be really important for your success. What else we got here? Only asking for what you want in serious ways. This is super common. Many people don't know how to actually use play, use humor. Not being tangible with your desires. Yeah. Not actually naming what is the exact thing I want. Oh, I want you to be more present. Oh, I want you to be softer. No, what does that actually mean? I want, when I share something, you to ask me, what do you need right now? Or if I want you to be softer, I want to feel your heart when I'm speaking to you. I want you to invite me into your feminine energy with a warm hug. I'm going to talk about why we're not always tangible with our desires to come. What else? Other mistakes. People trying things that are a band-aid approach, solo therapy, couples therapy, that maybe doesn't dig into a deeper issue, which is around your way of communicating and expressing verbally and non-verbally, as well as on the back end, like working with your masculine and feminine energies for empowerment of how you are showing up, trust in self, ability to express easily. And then lastly, also like bottling up your needs, yeah, and exploding or acting out or withholding love because people don't know how to actually get their partners to listen to them. So they're at a loss. So that's what they do. And, this is something actually that happened with a recent client of mine. And, she came with the goal of getting her partner to be more proactive in the relationship. And, they're in couples therapy, but it really only served for a buffer. It wasn't actually shifting the dynamics long term. And so she had this goal of trying to be like even more in flow, even more relaxed to try to get her man to receive her. And so she was stuck in this pattern of like minimizing her expression and then also like attacking and bottling up so much and then exploding, right? In this back and forth scene. And this was her dynamic, yeah, before we started to work together. Before I took her through my inner union methodology around balancing her masculine and feminine. But why the masculine? I'm already in my masculine. That's what she says. So let's see here. Yeah. What actually happened was she realized that she was acting from a place of disempowerment. She wasn't actually exercising healthy masculine. She was exercising wounded masculine and wounded feminine energy of demanding, of trying to control her partner. And actually, when she learned how to work with her healthy masculine, she was able to truly be in her feminine essence of ease and flow, be more connected to herself, to her needs, to her desires, and more confident in expressing them, which is masculine energy. She needs the feminine to connect. And now she can do it in more playful ways, graceful ways, due to the balance. And as a result, her man's more present in her relationship. She knows how and when to express her needs, to elicit exactly the response she desires, and she isn't afraid to own her boundaries when needed. And so she feels more honored and adored, and her energy is more vibrant and alive as a result. This stuff works. This is why I teach this work, because it's designed to help you feel good and feel more empowered as you work through relationship dynamics. Beautiful. Drop me in the chat, whether you're on Zoom or Facebook. We're working with two separate mediums right now, whether you're watching the replay or live. Drop me in the chat how this is landing. Drop me any dynamics that you're experiencing that you want to shift. Or if some of these dynamics resonate, I would love to hear. Yes. Hell yes, exactly, Jade. Yeah. Yeah, it's so common to be in that space of trying to control, of demanding, of coming with anger and frustration, not knowing how to be more in flow. And yeah, it's a different way to think about it. You think about actually working with a healthy masculine is going to make space for the femme. So thank you for that. All right. I'm going to keep going. Why don't we always express our desires? I'm excited to dive into this slide. Many reasons. One, fear of being too needy or too much. Yeah, fear of being too needy or too much. And this is impacted by conditioning that we received around what it means to maybe ask for your desires. Like maybe you got shame, like, oh, you're too demanding. You felt guilty for asking what you want, for what you want. Also, maybe you view it as, a good partner should know what you need, should know what you want. Fear of abandonment and loss of the relationship. Yeah, many don't actually ask for what they want because of fear that it's going to be too much and their partner's going to leave them at a subconscious level. Another reason, vulnerability is scary. That's why we don't actually ask for what we want, because it's scary. If you have to ask your partner, are you enjoying this sexual position? You risk them saying no, and that's scary. Do you want to go out with me tomorrow night? I want to spend time with you. You risk rejection. It's scary. And when you're not secure in yourself, when you're masculine container, you're going to crumble at that rejection. And that's why people don't always express their desires. And that we already covered that, fear of rejection. Lack of that masculine energy. Yeah, your masculine is your ability to feel safe in yourself, hold yourself with presence. Now, if you don't have good masculine, healthy masculine, you're not going to be able to hold yourself. You're not going to be able to express your desires, because given how someone responds, that's going to make or break you. And so you need to work with your healthy masculine to express. And then conditioning, which I a little bit spoke to, but it's conditioning around your desires. Yeah, what does it mean to ask for your desires? Or maybe conditioning around, if you're a woman, like thinking it's too masculine. Or conditioning around, you shouldn't have to ask for what you need. Or a good partner should know what you need. Asking for what you need makes it you be needy. Maybe you got shame for being needy. Been there. Yeah. So feeling into that. Some easy indicators for you to tell that you're not expressing in healthy, empowered ways, or if you're acting out. Yeah, I'm going to give someone this cold shoulder, the silent treatment, because I don't know how to actually express myself. Or passive aggressive remarks. Yeah, well, maybe if you did this, X, Y, and Z would happen. It's like, no, why don't you actually just say, what I'd like is next time when we're in this situation, it would feel better for me if you acknowledged what I asked you. Blaming and projecting instead of taking ownership. That can be something like, you didn't make eye contact with me when we were at the party the other day. That's coming from a place of blaming and projecting, and you don't care about me, as opposed to, What I'd like is when we're at a party that you make eye contact with me and check in with me every so often. It makes me feel that you're present and available. Very different energies. One's empowered, one is disempowered. Demanding with threats that the desires be met. That's how you can tell you're coming from a place of disempowerment. Why is it important? Yeah, it's important again because we want to be able to get what we want in our relationship. So really being able to work through these areas is essential if we want to be fulfilled, if we want to be happy. Some areas to consider before expressing your desires. And I want y'all to give me some comments in the chat when you look at these areas. If there's anything that you're challenged with, if some of these are new for you, if there's any areas that you want to add here, I always love feedback. First one is mood. How is your mood? How is your partner's mood? Are you feeling confident right now? If you're about to go into a heavy conversation, are you feeling secure or are you feeling antsy and not actually focused? Are you scattered? How's their mood? Did they just get out of a hard day and maybe they're really looking to rest? Are they feeling open and warm and sociable? Are you guys having a good time? Assessing the mood. So many people just go in like with no sensitivity to what the context is. And it's important to understand when you're expressing. Also the timing. Where are you? Is there spaciousness to relate? Are they centered? Being tangible with your desires. So I briefly spoke to this. Again, this is being specific. So this, I actually, I shared a reel recently about my personal life where with one of my lovers, a new lover of mine, before we had physical intimacy, we talked about our needs and desires and boundaries. And I talked about afterwards, what's important to me is to feel respected, to feel cared for. Now that is an example of me not being tangible with my desire. What does that actually mean? So we're at a party and he is chatting with another beautiful woman because we're open, and connecting with her. And it started activating my jealousy and my feelings of disrespect. And I got frustrated and I had a little bit of a meltdown because I ain't perfect. No one is. Yeah. But I use my tools, work on my tools, embody my tools. That's why it's my work. My work and my work. That's what Dharma is, baby. But so I wasn't tangible. So after the fact, we had a conversation. Because if I'd be tangible, then it would be something like, ooh, I don't open my energetic space and my physical space often at all. So if I do, yeah, I'm not gonna want you to engage in any physical intimacy with another person within at least a couple of weeks. I want to feel some sense of stability in the connection that we have. And if you open too soon to someone else, it'll make me question that and trigger my not enoughness. And so if we can agree on that, I'd be happy to engage physically with you. Yeah. And so that's being really clear. And it's vulnerable to do that because then we have to look at our own shit, So if we judge ourselves, oh, is it too much that I'm asking for this? That's often why we don't express. And it's vulnerable. Again, it's vulnerable. It's showing your heart to another. And so really doing the work to be as tangible as you can is going to be what will guarantee you the most amount of success. Taking ownership of your experience. This is really expressing what you need. Don't come from a place of blaming the other, what you don't want. Come from a place of empowerment, what you want and why. Practice, practice, practice. Practice being tangible with your desires. Start with a simple practice that you can do with something like every morning. I do this. How do I want to feel today? What is it? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel inspired? Do you want to feel sensual? Do you want to feel joyous? Do you want to feel peaceful and calm? How do you want to feel? And then ask yourself, what do I want to do today? Or you look at the phone, all the to-dos that you have to do. Yeah. What do you want to do today? And something I also like to add, thank you to Gabby Bernstein, one of my meditation teachers, is how do I want to serve today? And what do I want to receive today? Yeah, from someone, from the universe, from myself. So really like starting there is a good way to start practicing being tangible. All right. This is an important one. Embodying your desires. Are you providing for yourself and your relationship what you expect and desire? I can't tell you how many people I see that say, I want to see my partner be more present for me. Cool. Are you present for them? Can you hold space for them without reacting at first? Do it with easeful grace because you're come from an empowered place because you know you're going to say what you feel and it's no one can invalidate you. So you just can you hold them? Yeah. Also this, can you hold yourself with presence? If you don't hold your own self with presence, you're never going to be able to do it for another. People totally miss this, yeah? The way that you speak to yourself is the way you speak to another. The way you judge yourself is the way you judge another. It's a reflection. So really taking time to think about that. Oh, I want my partner to express their love for me more deeply. Great. Do you express from your heart vulnerably, courageously? Because it takes, like I say, you need a stable masculine base. It takes masculine energy to actually express. You need the feminine to connect to the heart. You need the masculine to actually express it to the world, to your partner, to another. Do you actually express vulnerably? Do you share what's on your heart and your mind? Even when you're not feeling good, even when something hurts your feelings, when you're feeling insecure, when you're feeling jealous, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling infatuated, intoxicated with love. Do you share? If you don't and you want your partner to do so, then you need to think about how can you embody what it is you want, what it is you want to continue to manifest, what you want to call in. If you are a man and you want to feel your woman's desire for you, her hunger for you, do you express your hunger for your woman, your desire for a woman, or do you just like go crazy 0 to 60? Like, are you good at building up a tease, at showing your desire, at the art of seduction, and making her want to go crazy, making her go crazy for you? Do you express your desire? If you want your partner to plan things more often for the relationship, do you make plans? Really, this is like the most important thing that you really need to think about when you think about your own life. So many people want to change their partners and they're not actually willing to look under the hood of their own car, look at their own shit. So you really need to be able to embody what it is you desire. And if not, if you're not, great. You have awareness, you have consciousness. Now, what do you need to do to get there? Figure it out. I need to work with my boundaries. I need to work with owning my desires. I'm not confident enough to name it. I need to work with my self-confidence. What is it? All right. So how do you actually assert your desires? Now we're going to get more tangible. First, you need to connect to exactly what it is you need and desire. Now that sounds easy, but it's actually not. Many people have a hard time feeling into what is it they actually want. And so that takes a sensitivity, yeah? That takes feminine energy to tune into your heart, tune into your intuition, be in the body. Okay. I notice I notice that my body starts to tighten. The body can give us a lot of wisdom. So maybe it's something like I notice my body starts to tighten when I'm out and about with my partner and he walks 2 feet in front of me every time we're walking to places. We know we don't walk together and hold hands. So you start noticing the body starts to tighten. Yeah, I'm not breathing as quickly. Great. Okay, that tells me something. What do I want? What do I actually want? If I were to say it unabashedly, unashamed, totally freely, without thinking about it too hard, what do you want? I want to hold my partner's hand. I want them to look at me. I want them to kiss me on the cheek. And that helps you connect to what you actually desire. And now, once you actually do the connect, actually, before I go to that, you can also think about there are these like 7 common basic human needs. And there's of course more, but I bucket them into 7, right? Think of what's important to you. So you can bucket it by these needs. So one would be connection needs. Yeah, I'm needing connection. I want to feel connected. Certainty. I want to feel certain. I want to feel secure. I want to feel safe. The third one, meaning. I want to feel important. Yeah. I want to feel like I have meaning for you. Value. I want to feel valued. Yeah, valued and respected, let's say. Another one. I want to feel freedom and autonomy. That's another basic need that some people have. Some people are more skewed toward the connection. Some people are more skewed to the freedom and the autonomy. Yeah. Another one, growth. I want to feel that we're growing together. I want to feel I'm growing. And then physical touch. Yeah. Which is connection. We can put that with connection. So we'll leave it at 5. Connection needs physical touch. Beautiful. So let's use DEAR. There's a framework I have for using your words when you express your desire, and it's called DEAR. Yeah, the D is describe, the E is express, the A is assert, and the R is reinforce. So I'm going to give you an example. The describe, it's not emotional. It's literally describing the facts, describing the chain of events. So it can be something like, when we were at the restaurant and the waitress came over and asked what I wanted to order. And I took a pause and closed my eyes to think about it, and you laughed. That's exactly describing, yeah? This was like a total random one that just came out of my mind, yeah. I'm like I'm not making it personal this time because, feels better. So yeah, right? And you laughed. That's describing. What's the E? What's the emotion? Expressing the emotion. It made me feel like you were mocking me. It made me feel pathetic just for going inwards and taking a moment to feel into what I wanted to order. A, assert. What do you want? What I'd like is if that happens in the future, that you honor my feminine flow and you just let me do what I need to do to make an empowered choice. R, reinforce. This is the most important. If you don't remember any of this, you got to remember the R. Why? The reinforce is the why. You don't buy a product if you don't know why, right? Apple is one of the most successful businesses in the world. Why? Because Apple is here to bridge people through technology, to advance humanity through technology, right? There's a huge mission behind their suite of products, behind the brand. So what's the reinforce? So the reinforce would be, because then I feel better about you. I feel more connected to you, and we'd have a better night together. which could then make for more sexy time later. Boink, boink. All right? So that's the deer. Describe, express emotion, assert, and reinforce. I want you to always think about that. Any situation that comes, yeah? And if you can't do it on the fly, that's fine. That only comes with a lot of practice and time. Do it after the fact. Take a pause. When you're in the heat of a conflict, take a pause. Take a day. Go home. Think about it. Simmer. You don't always have to work through something on the fly. Yeah, you want to do it in a way where you feel empowered, where you are having an impact, you are having effective communication. What else? Humor and play. So this is like, be a little playful. Yeah, if you can access it. So that can even be something like, maybe you're at a party and maybe there's someone who comes and stands like way too close to you in your face. And maybe you step back and they don't get it. They still come closer. Yeah. How can I humor that? How can I dramatize it? Yeah, you can be serious too. But if you want to use a little play, it can be something like, ooh, I see your intimacy meter is here, but mine is here. So maybe we could take a few steps back so that I could be more present in this conversation. I'll give you another flavor. Ooh, I'd be stepping 2 steps back so that I can hear you and actually see this beautiful face, and you keep coming forward, and that's not helping. So I'm going to take 2 more steps back and let's stay where we are so that I can admire the beauty and I can be present for the conversation. Yeah, another humorous way. Maybe you could always, maybe it's kind of like, what are you, white on rice? I keep stepping back and you keep coming forward. I need you to read my cues, baby. Yeah. Well, maybe it's like, I need a little eye day right now. Give me a few steps back. Why don't you? Huh? How does that feel? Yeah. Like when you learn how to use humor and play, it allows you to keep your energy higher vibe. It allows you to assert your desires. And it also lessens the feeling of rejection or closure or defensiveness on the other end. This is why I love humor and play. And it's also connecting to different archetypal energies. This is why I love working with your energy, working with different energies, expanding your range of expression, because then you know how to be like the feisty woman at one point. You know how to be the sexy seductress at another. You know how to be the everyday man in one moment. You know how to be the hero or the warrior in another. And you get to play with that as you express your desire. Oh, baby, I want to go. I want to take you home tonight. You're coming with me. I got a special surprise waiting in back. Come here, kitty kitty, right? Whatever it might be, you got more flavor to your expression. Do you see what I mean here? Do you see the power of this work? I do. Clearly, I'm so excited. So the key, it's really less about what you want, and it's all about how you ask for it. The key is all in the delivery. And that is a huge, huge shift that I want you to really simmer on. I want you to pop in, drop me a line how that's landing, what your thoughts are on the humor and play, what your experiences are with humor and play. Yes. Yeah, it's not an easy thing. It's especially in the heat of the moment. I totally feel you. It's taken me a long time to practice. How do I bring in more humor on the spot? How does it become embodied so it's natural? Yeah, I love that. Ooh, yes. She likes to play with archetypes. Yes, yes. They are such powerful ways to expand our range, to connect the different energies, to see the mirrors in all of us. Work with our darkness. Beautiful. Thank you for that. So I'm going to give you the key here. I'm going to give you the key to expressing your desires confidently and assertively, but I need you to give me a hell yes if you want to hear it. Come on. I'm not going until I see a hell yes. All right. Fuck yeah. Good ass yes. The key. You need to be able to access your healthy masculine and feminine. I don't care whether you're a man or a woman, gender non-conforming individual. And so you're sitting here, you're probably sitting here listening to me talk, and you're probably like, okay, I don't want to be in my masculine. Yeah, I want to be in my femme if you're a woman. And if you're a man, you're probably thinking, I don't want to be in my femme, I want to be in my masculine. But here's why. Because to tune into your desires, you need to be in your femme. You need to be able to connect to your heart, your intuition, to what feels true. You also need to be able to express from your heart vulnerably. And on the masculine side, you need to be able to hold yourself with presence and safety, to feel safe, to express your desires and then actually name them out loud. And when you're secure in your healthy masculine, it actually makes space for you to then bring in more play, more fun into the relating. You feel more empowered. This is something that no one understands or speaks to. And in my inner union program, in my work, this is what we go into in great detail. Cultivating both your energy in a balanced way so that you can create the relationship you desire, so that you can create the life that you desire. And honestly, it's not even about your relationship. It's about you. It's you creating and shifting how you're showing up in the world, which naturally wildly impacts your level of magnetism and how people receive you. Because one of the most frequent comments I get is, I want to shift my relationship, and I don't understand why your program is focused on the masculine and feminine energies. And that's because they haven't worked with their healthy masculine and feminine energies. And that's essential to actually being able to manifest the relationship you desire. It's only through inner union that we can truly create divine union with another. Do you feel me here? Drop it in the chat. I want to know how this is landing. My energy is buzzing. We're coming to a close. Oh, that makes me so, so happy to hear, Mark. Yes, yes. It's such a shift of the perspective, such a shift of the mind. What we covered today. Yeah. Why many don't express their desires, where it comes from. How to express your desires more tangibly. How to connect to your desires through the body and assert them in healthy, empowered ways. Verbally and non-verbally. So non-verbally, so I didn't go into too much depth. We gave some humor examples. Yeah, but non-verbally can even yeah, showing that you're enjoying something. Doing a little dance to seduce another, non-verbal. And then the key, yeah, to easily and confidently asserting your desires so that you can create the deeper intimacy, magnetic attraction, and passion that you desire, right? Which ties back to the energies. What would it mean if you had your dream relationship? I want to know. Put that in the chat. How would that impact your life? Yes, I love that. Yes, you'd feel more harmony in the relationship, harmony in your life. You'd feel more at ease. You'd feel more safe to live your dharma. I love that. Have more attention and energy that you can focus on other things. Yes. You feel better about yourself. Ooh, I love that. Yes. It 100% expands out to the friendship network, to all your relationships. This is so good. If you're watching the replay, if you're watching, because I'm looking just in the Zoom right now, but if you're watching on Facebook, drop me a line. Cannot wait to see the comments after. And so look, yeah, you came here today to understand how to more impactfully, playfully express your desires. And albeit you get a whole lot of new information on desire and communication, on masculine and feminine energies. But the thing is, you're not in that perfect relationship yet. You have more work to be done with the energies, yeah, with your expression, to bring more range within, to truly implement these teachings, because information without implementation is just entertainment, baby. It ain't going anywhere. You ain't going anywhere. And I want to see you win. And if you don't make shifts, you're going to be in the same spot. And maybe nothing worked in the past. Yeah, maybe you didn't have a clear path to change, or maybe you didn't implement the tools, you didn't have support in the process. And so with that, yeah, I promise I'd take a few minutes to share for those of you who want to get some additional help, support, what you can do to accelerate yourselves. And so I offer, which from this masterclass specifically, for the rest of, well, we don't have a lot of time actually in this month, but the rest of this month and the first week of February, I've blocked it out specifically for folks from this masterclass. I offer free relationship assessment. And what we do is we dig into your dynamics specifically. We identify where are the gaps, where are the areas preventing you from having the ideal relationship you desire, and what you need to do to work on, where you need to hone. So if this is something you want to take advantage of, yeah, DM me assessment, and we can set that baby up. Yeah, and this is not for you if you're just looking for a couple cheap tricks to keep on hanging by a thread instead of doing the inner work. Yeah, this isn't for you if you think that just your way of being is, you know, being more femme, being more masculine. Yeah, you can just think your way into it, think your way into being more embodied. It's not going to work. If you think you have all the answers, you're going to make up 101 excuses as to why your partner is the problem. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, it's really doing the work to work on self. Beautiful. Thank you, beautiful, beautiful people, for joining me in today's masterclass. I want to close with a quote. This is from Tony Robbins. Life is found in the dance between your deepest desire and your greatest fear. What I make of that is it's scary to name your desires. Yeah, naming your desires takes courage. It's bold. You feel truly alive when you can work with the fear that is there and also naming your deepest desires and being in that limbo and actually getting to see what happens as you express them, getting to live them. That's how I interpret it. I think it's such a beautiful quote. Don't forget to set up that assessment should you feel aligned, curious, should it feel valuable. It's been such a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you beautiful people soon. Have a beautiful day.